unregistered voters and election judge violators. As our nation prepares to swear in the next president, Minnesota is still dealing with the fallout of an election that didn't go as smoothly as many hoped. Tonight, investigative reporter Ryan Raish reveals a new case against an election judge facing criminal charges. Ryan.
Yeah, Lindsay, let's be clear right off the top here. There's no allegation of widespread fraud or misconduct, but these isolated cases raise new concern because election judges play a critical role on Election Day. There are 30,000 across the state, and we've learned 2 are now accused of breaking the law. In this tiny southwest Minnesota town just minutes from the Iowa border, Election Day remains a touchy topic more than 2 months later.
Part of this whole situation is election integrity matters.
The cloud hanging over Ceylon is part family affair, part small town drama. I'm Ryan with KSTP. Can we chat with you for a moment?
Nope.
Well, we wanted to get your reaction to the charges.
Nope.
That's Mary Muller, the longtime city clerk of Ceylon. On Election Day, Muller served as an election judge in this part of the county. That's her signature right there, signing the oath as head judge. The problem is Mary's husband, Terry, was on the ballot, running for city council, and he won. Minnesota law says you can't work as an election judge in the same precinct where your spouse is a candidate.
In essence, he will be her boss.
A couple weeks after we started asking questions, the county attorney filed charges against Muller. When she didn't return our emails, we traveled 3 hours to get answers as she prepared for a recent council meeting back in December. Did you know about the oath?
I am not talking to you. Goodbye.
Okay. Ma'am, we just want to get your reaction to the charges. Get out of your office? Yep. This is City Hall, right?
Yep, get out. I'm locking the door and I'm leaving.
Muller is now charged with a misdemeanor. She never came back for that meeting.
Be it resolved by the City Council.
Under the word integrity, the council handled the town's business before going into closed session to discuss Muller's case. John Gabot was the longtime mayor, but lost his latest bid for re-election.
At the end of the day, just the implication that somebody might have done something wrong or made a mistake, it gives the impression that maybe things are on the up and up. And if one person thinks that and then doesn't vote, that's a big fail as a democracy.
There is no allegation that what happened here changed the outcome of the election.
Well, it chips away at our democracy, right?
But the people who work to ensure its integrity say the problems that popped up on Election Day around the state should be a wake-up call.
We need to make sure that we're learning from those lessons because the unintended rippling effect may be feeding into false narratives, right? The false narrative that perhaps there's rampant voting fraud in the state of Minnesota when we all know that's not the case.
Anastasia Baldana Carrera is the executive director for Common Cause Minnesota. Her group hosted an Election Day hotline to track real-time issues, from long lines to equipment malfunctions.
How would you characterize the issues that popped up this election cycle?
I would say that they were very unusual.
Case in point, what happened in Scott County. A recount in this extremely tight race revealed 20 ballots disappeared and were likely tossed in the trash.
More ballots are missing than the vote totals between the 2 candidates for House District 54A.
In this case, a judge just denied the request for a special election, and it's not the only high-profile controversy. Days before the election, the state Supreme Court found Hennepin County broke the law in how it picked election judges. They fixed it before Election Day. Almost 200 miles away, Hubbard County prosecutors charged election judge Tim Schouten with felonies, saying he allowed 11 people to vote who were not registered.
We wanted to chat about what happened over the election, just to give you a chance to share your side of the story, Tim.
We caught up with Schouten before a Bedora Township meeting, where he continues to serve as clerk.
Tim, we're just here to get your side, sir.
Charging documents suggest confusion over where the voter registration forms were that day. Schouten also left and never returned for his township meeting this month.
Well, I don't know where Tim is.
The rest of the board carried on without him. With the voting machine sitting in the corner, there was no mention of the elephant in the room. But we still asked.
Can you explain, to the best of your knowledge, what happened on Election Day?
We don't know what happened. We were totally out of it.
After 30 years in a law enforcement career, I've always said you are innocent until proven guilty. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
I think what this signals, though, is perhaps a need to revisit the training aspect of these folks that are out there.
The Secretary of State's office said the training for election judges falls on individual counties and cities that hire them. But the office does provide all the training guides, manuals.
Thank you for serving as an election judge.
And even videos.
When you take all these issues together, what is the impact to the voting public?
I think the impact, and that's the part that is somewhat more concerning, is that even though I know our elections are safe and secure, I'm very confident in that. What worries me more is, does the public also feel the same way?
Now, late yesterday, a spokesperson for the Secretary of State's office sent over a statement saying that it goes above and beyond what is legally required to ensure localities are supported in training their election judges. She adds that it is extremely rare, but occasionally errors or intentional violations of election law do occur. The office says there are redundancies in place to catch those quickly. Both election judges have hearings coming up later this month, Lindsay, and early next month, and we'll be following it.